What's up, everybody? Quick question. Do you know how to mate using the white pieces in the position on the screen right now? Well, today I'm showing you a checkmate pattern that will not only help you mate in this position, but will also aid you in checkmating your opponent in many other endgames. Before we continue, make sure you pause the video, go to the comment section, and write what chess videos you want to see in the future, whether they're specific chess openings, chess traps, or if you just want some more tip videos, leave them down below. We've done it, we've hit 500 subscribers, and I cannot be more thankful. Now, if you aren't subscribed, make sure you smash that sub button so you can join this awesome chess community here on YouTube. On my other mating pattern videos, first I just show you the actual mating pattern, but I think it's more interesting here to see how it developed in a real game where Richard Reti, who also is the founder of the Ready opening, used the Ready Mate. Okay, so let's see how this mate was used in this game and how you can also use it in your games. So it just started with the main lines of the Caro Kann, and this is all very normal. I'll kind of skim through it. And here you can see that the mate was used once black took this knight here. And this is a very nice mate. This is the position that I asked you in the intro of the video. So if you know it, that's awesome. If not, here's what you have to do. You have to sacrifice your queen, force the king to take it, and then move your bishop here. Obviously, the queen cannot capture because this is a discovered check as well. So the king has to move. If the king moves here, then this is mate. In the actual game, the king moved here, and this was the Ready Mate. The Ready Mate is essentially a mate where there are 4 pieces on the board blocking the king from moving outwards, and then there's a bishop that's on this huge diagonal that the king can obviously not escape to, and then there's also this could be also a queen obviously, but there's this piece here, a queen or a rook, that is protecting the bishop, but also blocking these 2 spots. So essentially, the king has nowhere to go. Okay, so this is a wonderful mate, and it isn't as common as some other mates, but in this position, obviously as white, it isn't as easy to mate if you don't know this mate. So it is still very useful to know. And now let's get into some other examples where you can use it on the board. Here, let's suppose that it is black to play. And there is obviously this very easy mate that you can use. Now that you know the checkmate pattern, the Readies Mate, you can easily use it and implement it in this scenario by just swinging your bishop over here. Once again, the rook or queen supports these 2 spots, the bishop these 2 spots, and with the help of 4 other pieces that white has, the king is certainly in checkmate. Notice that here, you don't always need this to be a rook. This could also be obviously a queen. It cannot be a bishop though. So for example, if we were to change up the scenario a little bit, let's suppose that this was here and this was here. Now you can no longer use this mate. Although the bishop still is supported, the queen obviously needs to be here, as it would then cover these 2 spots. So the queen or rook must be on the file with the bishop instead of diagonally supporting it. The final example I have for you, I think, is very important actually, because mating patterns are not always just handed out to you, and sometimes you have to recognize, how can I play some forcing moves that will put my opponent in a forced position that then I can use a mating pattern on. Okay, so here, off the bat, there isn't just one move like this, like on the previous example, where you can just mate with one move. But here you have to realize that there's quite a lot of pieces here that could be used to stop this king. So all I have to do is back the king here, and this bishop being able to support this spot here, all I need is a rook here. Luckily, this rook stops the king from escaping, so you can simply play this move with this rook, forcing the king here. Once again, the rook here stopping the king from moving anywhere else. And now you just have this one move here, and this is mate, obviously now the Readies Mate. Okay, so sometimes you have to understand, what can I do to force my opponent to slightly change the position to favor me, who can now use a mating pattern to mate. And you can't obviously try to search for this mating pattern in every position, But a key giveaway are 4 pieces, you know, that are very aligned like this, where one, you know, they make this weird shape here, like a little, you know, corner shape, and there's one extra piece here. And you realize that if the king manages to get stuck in the middle, then, you know, with the help of a bishop and a queen or a rook, you can mate. Okay, so that is the key giveaway that you can use the Readies Mate. Now, I hope that you enjoyed this video. I've made a lot of other checkmate pattern videos. So this one with these 4 pieces is known as the Readies Mate, but there are so many other checkmate patterns in chess, and so I'm trying to cover as many as I can. So if you want more checkmate patterns, then press this playlist. It's going to appear in the top, and it'll take you to videos I made regarding other mating patterns. I think in general, mating patterns are, you know, some things that are less common to study, but they're very important. And, you know, in positions like these where it's not as easy to mate without using the mating patterns, by knowing the Readies Mate, you'd easily be able to figure out what you have to do. Regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Leave down below what videos you want to see in the future regarding anything in chess, and I'll see you next time.